hypothesis. So what are the needs of testing of hypothesis? Why a hypothesis should be tested? It is that the estimates need to be tested so that it does not differ from the parent estimates. So we generally work on samples. So estimates obtained from sample, analysis from sample, should not differ from the parent estimates. So we have to we have to test that the two estimates are not different. Otherwise, we cannot conclude based on the estimates of the samples if they differ. The meaning, what is the meaning of hypothesis? It is tentative assumptions made on population parameter. So these are tentative assumptions made on population parameter. So there are two types of hypothesis. One is null hypothesis and second is alternative hypothesis. Now what is null hypothesis? It is tested on sample estimates. It is represented as H naught as mu is equal to mu naught. That means population estimate is equal to your sample estimates. So there is no difference. We hypothesize or we assume that there is no difference. They are equal. So otherwise, it will be difficult to accept the estimates from samples for research. Now, it is nothing but the supposition and quantitative statement about population. Now, sometimes there will be large number of hypothetical values creating problem to choose. So to avoid this problem, true population parameter is put to 0. So H naught mu is equal to 0. It is true population parameter. It is put to 0. Now alternative hypothesis. This is the null hypothesis and this is alternative hypothesis. So it is said that it is a counter to null hypothesis. This means alternative hypothesis is equal to mu not equal to mu naught. That population parameter is not equal to the sample parameters. So it is alternative hypothesis. Now, it is important to locate the critical region, acceptance and rejection. So there are two-tailed tests. In the next lecture we'll discuss about two-tailed tests. So in that we'll have to locate the critical region of acceptance and region of rejection. Generally, low probability of rejection is tested at 5% or at 1% level of probability. So generally rejection, a hypothesis is rejected at a very low percentage. It is generally 5% or 1% of the area. So generally it is done at 5%, that out of 100%, it is not true at 5% level. Or if it is 1% level, it is very good. That out of 100% of the samples, in one sample only, that means 1% of the sample, it is not true. In 99% cases, it is true. So this is called the level of significance. So 5% level of, we say this 5% level of significance or 1% level of significance. Okay. Because it is not always true that the population parameter and the sample parameter should be equal. So 100 samples we took, in all 100 cases it is true, there is no difference, it is same. Generally it is not found because there are error terms, no? There may be human error, there may be calculation error in the sheet, and so on. So as we discussed u in the line, in the equation, linear equation, y is equal to alpha plus beta x plus u, and that u is generally 5% or 1% level. It is always there. It is never equal. So this is known as the level of significance. Now there are two errors, type 1 error and type 2 error in testing hypothesis. So we reject the null hypothesis when it is true. Suppose null hypothesis is true, we have tested that null hypothesis is true, but we have rejected, then it is called type 1 error. Then type 2 error, we accept the null hypothesis when it is false. So when it is false, we accept it. So this type of error is the type 2 error. So probability value should be low. As I said, the probability of rejection should be low, at 5% or at 1% level of significance. Okay. So you will get it in details in the PDF. In short, it is this is the testing hypothesis. We have to remember null hypothesis and alternative hypothesis, how to make it, and the level of significance. Okay, that level of what is level of significance, and type 1 error and type 2 error. Okay, thank you for watching, and we'll discuss again details about the two-tail test in the next lectures. Thank you very much. Please share.